Hi everyone, welcome to Babs Tech. Today we'll be looking at how to create a login, a user, and assign permissions to the user in Microsoft SQL Server 2022. To start with, you have to launch your Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio and then connect your instance as it has been done here. Now to start with, you need to start creating your login. So you expand your server and then you go to security, the security folder under the server, you expand it to create your login. So you right click it and then click on new login. So now you have to type in your login name. So with this experiment, let's do it as test. So test is our login name and then SQL Server authentication. So we need to put our password. Okay, I don't want to enforce any password policy, so that's it. Okay. So our login has been created. Now let's go and create our user. So the users are created under the databases. So we expand our database and then we select one of the user databases. For this video, I'm going to select my employee DB. I'll expand it and then go to the security under the database. So the login is created. You have to expand the security under the server level, which is this to create your login. And then to create the user, it has to be under the database. Okay, select the security under the database. So we expand it and then we right click on users, create new user, and then we have to put in the username. So I'll say test user, and then I'll put in my login name, which was created or which has been created already. So I'll go to browse and then go through it. You can see it here. That's your test. That's the name of your login. So you click it and then okay, and then you select your default schema. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to select my schema, which we know the default is DBO. So here I'll select it. That's the schema for the tables, which is okay. So any table that has the schema as DBO would be assigned to the user for permissions to be granted. So I'll click on OK. Now my user has been created. I will expand this. You can see my user as test user. To assign permissions to the user, I need to right click the user and go to properties. So the window opens and I have the name of the user, which is test user. To assign permissions, I need to go to search and then click on all objects of the types. Click on OK, and then now these are the objects. So I need to find which object do I want the user to have access to. So I'll go to, for purpose of this video, let's go to the tables. So I'll select tables. You can choose to select your stored procedures, the views, any of that. So I'll click on OK. So my tables have been displayed here. So I'm going to assign permissions based on the table. So the first table is the employee. So let's give the test user only the select permission. So it can only perform the select function on the table. So next table is person. Let's give the person table insert, select. Let's give it only these two, and then the salary table. Let's give it insert, delete, and select. So we give it these three. Okay, click on OK. Now our login has been created, the user has been created, and permissions have been assigned to it. So we need to log in as the user. So we click connect and then we select SQL Server authentication, which was the authentication method we selected. So the name of the login is test, and then the password, we need to put in the password we created. Connect. So our user has connected to the server. So you can see the name of it, which is what? Test. Now let's see what this test user can perform on the database employee. So you realize that we created the user and assigned permission under the employee DB, which is the employee database. The other databases, this user cannot access them. Let's try and see Babs DB. We can see database Babs DB is not accessible. So the only database this user can access is the employee DB. So you can see when we expand it, it has access. So we go to the tables, and then so under the tables, the employee DB has the permission of what the select, and then under the person table, it has permission to insert and select, and then salary, it has permission to delete, insert, and select. So we'll try and then verify all. So let's check the employee. So we right click and then click top 1000 rows. Now you can see it has displayed all the data in the employee table. Now let's see if we can insert, because we did not give it, remember we did not give it the insert permission. So we right click, go to edit top 200 and see if we can put in some values. So okay, so let's see. Now you see no row was updated. So you can see it here. The insert permission was denied on the object. So we have the database name and then the schema name. Okay, because we did not assign it the permission to insert. Okay, so now let's go to the person DB and see. So let's do the select top 1000 so that we can see the values or the data in the person table. Now let's see if we can insert, and remember we assigned it the insert permission. So we go to edit top 200 and see. So put 6 here. Okay, so okay, so let's see. Now you see the value has been inserted in the table. So let's go to the table and see. So when we did the select, the previous data was, we only have 5 entries, okay, 5 rows. So let's execute it again and see. Now you can see it has been updated. We have 6, the one we just entered. So this user can insert into the person table but cannot insert in the employee table. Now let's see if this user can delete. And remember, we did not give it the permission to delete. So let's say delete from person. So the person table where ID equals 6. Let's see if this user will be able to delete. Now you see the delete permission was denied on the object person database employee DB schema DB. So since we did not assign the delete permission, it cannot. Now let's look at the salary. We right click, select top 1000, and then we have it here. Everything is displayed. So we right click, and then let's see if we can delete, because we gave it the delete. So let's say delete from salary where ID equals 100. Let's see if this, sorry, we have employee ID. Where employee ID equals 100. Let's see if we can delete it. So one row has been affected. Now let's run this select statement again and see if it was actually deleted. So you can see we no longer have the employee ID, which is 100. We no longer have the entry, right? So the permissions you assign, and what function it applies to the table. Thank you very much and see you on the next video.